So we're gonna just come on in here. And this is gonna look a lot different from my last video just because the seasons have changed, so there's a lot more green here now than there used to be. It was a lot like more light brown colored last time, not as lush. This is like the prime view that I was hoping to capture today, so I'm so glad that I'm able to get out here and get this for you guys. Hopefully we'll have it to ourselves. I think I've only seen one vehicle and I think one family walking through here. So I mean, this can be an activity for individuals or families. I mean, it really just kind of depends on what you like to do. But this is the part that is my favorite, and it is just kind of tucked away and hidden. And yeah, so we'll just enjoy this together. You can hear the squirrels. But yeah, I'll probably break this up since it's a 3-mile walk. Like I said, I'm gonna break this up into small digestible walk videos, and it'll just be part of a series. And at the end of each video, I will link the next one. So it'll say like, watch part 2 next, here. And there'll be a little arrow, and then part 2 will show up at the end of my video. Just keep in mind, if you're watching it as soon as it comes out, that part 2 will probably not be ready to watch. It'll just be there, but it won't be released yet for about another 24 hours. I've been trying to post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so just kind of keep that in mind. Just gonna kind of take in the views here. It's just so beautiful. Beautiful, peaceful, quiet. This is just my happy place. Like, I know the camera's not gonna do it justice, but I'm trying to share it with you. So, anyways, yeah, the videos, I tend to get them all ready and it'll say upcoming. So like if it says watch part 2 next and you click on it and it says upcoming and it's not playing, that's just because it's loaded and it's ready, but it hasn't been released yet, and there will be a little date there that says when it's being released so that you can watch it. But anywho, this cemetery is famous for the Black Angel statue of Ruth Anne Dodge, which I'll share some more information with you about, and then we'll kind of head that direction. And this is another really good thing about the cemeteries in Council Bluffs is most of them are pretty hilly, so if you need to get that hill workout, those inclines, it's a great place to do it. And you got like the neighborhood here. I think that's Oak Park Road. It's a great road for hills too if you like to do hills. So if you want to incorporate hills and you don't want to be in the cemetery, Oak Park Road, it's great. And then you got the staircase over there too, next to the Lincoln Monument here in town. So lots of opportunities for those inclines and burning those calories so that you can get your next cup of 7 brew without any guilt. I'm just gonna try to go slow and let you guys take it all in. It's just, I love it out here. If you haven't been out here and you like walking and you're in the area or you visit, I'd definitely recommend checking it out. Just make sure you wear good walking shoes. And yeah, like I have a bad knee, but as long as I'm walking and not putting a bunch of pressure on it, like if I was jogging and running, yeah, it would probably hurt, but don't have to worry about that with walking, which is another reason why I was like, okay, well, I don't need surgery for my knee. I can still walk, I can still cycle, just nothing crazy intense, you know. So I'll take it, you know. I Love being outdoors in the summer. Hate it in the winter. I'm not a winter person, so I don't know how much walking I'll be doing in the winter, but we'll see. Might just move it to a lot more of like driving videos. So just know that my channel is kind of a blend of driving, walking, and some jogging, some bicycling, and some motorcycling. And it is mostly here in the area because I live in Council Bluffs, so it's convenient. I'm sure I'll make my way into Omaha a few times. I've already captured a little bit of Omaha when I was recording some walk jogs over like by the pedestrian bridge into Omaha by the Charles Schwab Stadium. So just trying to give you guys a good view here, and then I'll share some information about the Black Angel statue that's here, and a little bit about like Ruth Anne Dodge and who she is, in case you're unfamiliar. And I do like paranormal history. I like to learn about what people have said that they've seen and heard. I just enjoy like the lore. So the information I'm going to share with you, if you want to know where my source was or what it is the Iowa Road Guide to Haunted Locations. So that's by Chad Lewis and Terry Fisk. But anyways, I thought I'd share a little bit of information. I don't want to just show you the statue and not talk about it. I did that in my past videos, so I mean, I'd rather give you a little bit of history on the area. So as we're walking up to it, I'll just kind of give you some of the facts that were in that book, and yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it and maybe even learn something. So let's see, in 1854, Ruth Anne Dodge married, well, she wasn't Dodge yet, but Ruth Anne married Grenville M. Dodge in Salem, Massachusetts. In 1880, Iowa law required the recording of deaths. So this is just some facts from the book. In 1916, Ruth Anne Dodge died in her home in New York City. Her body was brought to Council Bluffs, where she was buried in Fairview Cemetery. Ruth's two daughters, Miss Anne Dodge and Miss Frank Pusey, commissioned Daniel Chester French to create a statue of the angel that appeared to Ruth in a vision. Let's go this way. I think let's just go this way. Why not? Get some more hills. So, again, her two daughters, Miss Anne Dodge and Mrs. Frank Pusey, commissioned Daniel Chester French to create a statue of the angel that appeared to Ruth in a vision. The statue took more than 2 years to complete at a cost exceeding $40,000, which I know doesn't sound like much by today's standards, but you have to remember this is 1916, so not really sure what the conversion rate would be there, but definitely way more than that. So in 1919, water was turned on in the fountain. In 1920, a private ceremony was held to dedicate the statue. And in 1958, a group of Girl Scouts proposed painting the statue black. Fortunately, it did not pass. In 1960, the water to the fountain was shut off. And in 1964, the care of the statue was transferred to the City Park Board. In 1965, the Park Board looked into moving the statue to the Dodge House in town. No action was taken. In 1980, for the final time, The board tried and failed to move the statue. And again, in the year 1980, the angel was listed as a historic site on the National Register of Historic Places. In 1985, the statue received a major restoration costing $5,000. In 1987, a big celebration was held for the newly restored statue. So those are just a few facts. Let's see. Got an airplane coming overhead from Epley. If you're familiar with the area, we have Epley Airfield in Omaha, Nebraska. Okay. We're gonna make our way to the statue, and then I will share a few more facts with you when we get there. So far I've been walking for 31 minutes. I don't know like how I'll break these videos up just yet. So this one could be a longer one or it could be shorter, I'm not really sure. But we'll see. All right. We're just gonna head up here and then I'll read a little bit to you from that book. All right, and there she is, Ruth Anne Dodge, the Black Angel. And this one is in Council Bluffs. I know there's another one in that same book, which is not in Council Bluffs, it's a different one. So this is the Ruth Anne Dodge Memorial Fountain. Let me see if I can zoom in down here. Okay. All right, we'll just walk up over to it. It is just a really cool fountain. Very pretty. I'm gonna try to give you a minute to take it in. I think last time I came here I walked really fast. Looks like there's a little branch in there too, like a tree branch that might have fell in there. I'm not sure if somebody intentionally put that there or not. It's in her bowl that's dripping the water. It looks like there's like a piece of tree in there right now. But yeah, it says, to the blessed memory of our beloved mother, Ruth Anne Dodge, born May 23rd, 1833, died September 4th, 1916. This memorial fountain is lovingly dedicated by her two daughters, Ella and Anne. Her children rise up and call her blessed. And then on this side, we've got some more here. I won't read everything here to you, but it's just a beautiful spot, very peaceful. So, just hoping that you enjoy it. And hopefully you make it out here at some point if you haven't before. Alright, and we'll head back that way if anybody else wants to come up here and visit. There was a car that looked like they were maybe coming back here, but maybe they changed their mind. Yeah, I think they left. So, yeah, I'll just continue walking and then I'll give you a little bit more information about that. So, get down these stairs first so that I don't trip and hurt my knee worse. Yeah, my knee's definitely bothering me today, so I'm glad that it's not a day where I want to do intervals where I do a little bit of jogging. I don't do too much anymore. just every once in a while. So when I do jog, I get pretty winded just because it's not like I can do it all the time, because when I do, my knee flares up and then it hurts for a few days. So I've got some knee sleeves and some pain relief medicine to apply to it, but it is what it is. Just work with what we got. So we'll actually head this direction. It's quiet back here too. It's kind of nice and peaceful, and when there's not as much tree leaves, you can actually see a lot more of Council Bluffs when you look out that direction. So just depends. Looks very different. Just depends on like which time of the year you come out. So if you come out in the spring versus the summer versus the fall, you'll just get kind of a different scenic background. Okay, so reading from that book, there's a section that's called Investigation. It says, Ruth Dodge began having an odd dream. In her dream, she encountered a beautiful winged woman who she took to be an angel. The woman approached her through a foggy mist on a boat, carrying a small bowl under one arm. The woman offered Ruth something to drink. The strange angel spoke to her, saying, I bring you both a promise and a blessing. The bizarre dream came to her 3 straight nights. On the 3rd night, Ruth accepted the angel's cryptic offer for a drink. And I'm just pausing for a second. So, yeah, this direction, if you look out, it's just full of trees and leaves. It's beautiful. Sometimes you'll catch some deer out here. But when there's not so many trees, you can actually see a lot of like downtown. Well, kind of like facing, I want to say like towards like the old mall, Omni Center area, 100 block area. Kind of see like some of the outline when there's not as much of the tree leaves. Alright, so back to that investigation. So on the 3rd night, she accepted the angel's cryptic offer for a drink. When she awoke in the morning, her daughters noticed that she seemed much calmer than normal. She stated that she felt transformed into a new and glorious being. However, misfortune soon followed, as by the end of the day, Ruth had passed away. So, that's definitely a cryptic dream and interesting. Just some more information. So, the man who constructed the angel, Daniel French, went on to sculpt the famous statue of the president in the Lincoln Memorial. And let's see. So here's just some of that lore that comes with the Black Angel statue. Several witnesses claim to have seen the angel flying around the cemetery late at night. Not sure if these folks were under the influence of anything. That could also have been the case. I don't know. Many people feel that if you pass by the angel, you will be forever cursed with ill health. Well, I've passed by the angel multiple times, respectfully, appreciating the beauty and history. So I think we can put that to rest. A group of paranormal investigators claimed that they were at the cemetery investigating the statue when they noticed the tears of the statue. The group believed the tears only to be moisture caused by the precipitation or dew falling from the statue's face. And the dare. So, there is a dare. If you grab the hand of the angel, you will meet your fate, as she will lead you into death. well. I haven't challenged that. I don't think that's respectful. I don't want to touch the statue. I'm gonna leave it alone. So that's on you. If you touch the angel, hey, you've been warned. All right, moving on. So we already went that way. That was up to the Kinsman Monument. And then over there, that gate, we went back there. That's my favorite area, which also goes around and it'll spit you out right over there. And there's another gate. So there's 2 black gates. They're the same path. One's just the entrance on whichever end that you enter in, and an exit for whichever you exit out of. So we're gonna go by this way. This path does have a really cool, like, I don't know if it's called a crypt, but it's one of my favorite ones in this cemetery, and there's a lot of really cool headstones here. Just like I said, there's a lot of unique history, but I want to capture this one for sure. This one here is like kind of plain, nothing real special there, but I think this one is just really cool. It says Smith, so Smith family. It's a very common name. I can walk up to it just to give you guys a better view. But yeah, it's just pretty. I like it. And I've been to the cemeteries outside of this area too. The coolest ones I think I've been to, I went to one in Mexico from my family's relatives' town, so that was kind of neat. And then Louisiana, I went to New Orleans, went to the Lafayette Cemetery, which you can walk around. You can't enter it, but that one was cool. And then I also visited the one that you have to pay to enter and go on a guided tour. You can't go by yourself. That one, let me think. It's not Lafayette. I think it's like St. Louis Cemetery #1. It might be #2. I'd have to look, guys. I can't remember, but it has the grave of Marie Laveau, the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. So it has her memorial there. It also has, in that same cemetery, a pyramid of stone, which Nicolas Cage has purchased for his own memorial when he passes. So that was pretty cool to see that. I'd recommend going if you've not been on one.